Welcome, everybody. Give me just a minute here. Gotta do the chat test really fast. Hey, Monmouth, welcome. This last test chat. All right. Yeah, I don't know if you've. So you're asking. So I guess obviously you've not played. Hey, Silla, welcome. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's considerably different in terms of how you go. Like, I guess in terms of other mystery games we played, murder mystery games. It's good. I'm enjoying it so far. We've not gotten um, super in depth. We've done some investigation for a couple of streams, but yeah, it's good. It's good for sure. I'd say it's probably so far the experience is probably like a B. I would say maybe. So like not the best thriller, like best mystery I've ever played or something, but it's good. It's good, yeah. And it's an interesting storyline, so there's that. Whoa. Okay. And this is one of those games that's old enough that like my graphics do like this weird shifty thing before getting started. But one big difference with this game versus something else, like I enjoyed them all, but the Black Mirror games all would like shift my mirrors halfway across into the other monitor. So I'd have to like keep adjusting them until I got them to a point where I could see them in this monitor over here, where so I could see chat and what people are saying, while at the same time over here looking at this monitor where the game is actually being played. With this one, I don't have that same problem. So, Larry's Leisure Suit Adventure. I see. Yeah, yeah. So I had not followed this for a long time, but I had seen this a couple of times ago, like maybe I don't know, every like probably 4 to 6 months, if not more often, if I'm looking for other stuff specifically. I will go to places like GOG or Steam, itch.io or whatever, and look for games they've got, see if there's anything I want to try to at least keep my eye on. And then obviously if there's a sale, I can buy it on sale or whatever. Anyway, and so this was one that I marked. I'd added. I don't remember what they call it on GOG. If it's a, I don't know if it's a wish list, whatever it's called, the equivalent of a wish list though. I'd saved it to track for a while, and then it was part of a sale recently, and I was already buying some games for Halloween. Like the last few games I needed to buy to finish up for everything that I was going to do there. So I made sure to add this to the cart while I was getting everything else. Yeah, oh yeah, I've got. I mean, I don't know if it's. There's no way it's in like thousands or something. There's no way it's that many, but I've got probably easily, easily over 100 games on wishlist and Steam. I think, or at least for sure between Steam and GOG. I haven't really been counting, but something, yeah. And an extensive game list of games not played. That's right. Also true. I actually should at one of these points. I should just stop buying new stuff and just run through stuff that I've had already bought. And I have done that some, but I probably should do that more and buy a lot less. Not only will it save me on my wallet some, but also it will help me not have wasted other stuff. All right, so we've got that going on. And that is why I use with my chat thing, I replace it with link and stuff, because you guys don't need to be looking at links. Potentially somebody new going, ooh, I should check that out, thinking it's a bot that I have running. It's not. It's some rando coming to my site and going, or to my stream and going, go to this site. To me, it's like, dude. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm still not 100% finalized on my list for Halloween. I thought I was, and then I was watching a trailer for one of them. I was like, wait, I don't remember this. I don't remember the trailer for this one. What is this about? And I watched the trailer and I was like, wait, that's not horror. It's atmospheric and it's, you know, interesting and stuff. It's not horror though. So I yanked that from the list. So I have to replace that. I have some other stuff that I like could replace it with. So it's not like I'll just have to choose the one thing. It's like one game and then the list is finalized. I've started working on the trailer, the announcement trailer. I hoped to have that done ready by today, but I did not, unfortunately. But what I'll do is I'll have that ready early next week, and then what I'll do is I'll not only have it show up as an upload on like YouTube and Odyssey and BitChute, but also I'll link it for you guys on Discord if you're on Discord, so that you can see it there and watch it on whichever platform. So anyway. Can't really do uploads on Twitch. I could, but I have to. I think I told you about this, but I turned out after I did the work to get up so I could become I don't remember what they call it, associate, a partner, whatever it's called. So I'm not like full heavy streamer, Twitch streamer, but I'm enough that I've qualified for like a mid tier where I can earn some money and stuff. I found out that Twitch has a provision in their rules saying you must stream to Twitch and then at least have at least 24 hours pass before you can put it on another platform. I'm like, I'm not doing that. What if somebody only follows me on YouTube or only follows me on Odyssey? I actually do have a couple of people only follow me on Odyssey. It's like, there's no way I'm going to exclude all these other people because they're not on Twitch exclusively or whatever. So anyway, so I've not continue with that. I still stream there, and that's fine. If I get high enough at some point, I mean, I don't think I will ever. I'm doing this as a hobby, but if for some reason something happens, I blow up or something on Twitch, and then I like have a huge amount of, you know, potential money coming in, not yet, but if I have a bunch of potential suddenly, I could see myself with certain games, like I might stream a couple more times a week. And with those other 2 times, I might stream on Twitch exclusively initially, and then just I have a recording, and then I would just upload the footage like a day later. But I don't have any plans on doing that unless something crazy happens with Twitch, like I said. So I don't think that's ever going to happen, so I'm not worried about it. But that would be the only case in which I would do that, because otherwise it's dumb, I think. Anyway, I get from business perspective why they do it, but I'm just saying I think it's dumb. Okay, so have you watched any of the gameplay up to this point? Monmouth, I could summarize for you briefly if you have not. Okay. I guess I had to click for it to start loading. Okay. Yeah, I think we've more or less finished up in the hotel for now. Doesn't mean we won't come back here, but for now, I don't know that we're going to get much more from the hotel, because we worked our way up the floors, and then we worked our way back down the floors talking to people. So I don't know that we have a whole lot left there. Let's see, actually. Yeah, we don't have a map in this game, I don't think. So we got this. So the death of Walter Jones seems to be of criminal nature. We're on this. Who was at the Belvedere of the Tortoise on the night of Walter Jones's death? Now, so far, in our clues, we don't really have a whole lot concrete to say. I think I need to go over to the Belvedere. Maybe that's my next step. I don't know how I get there. I don't remember at all how I get to the Belvedere. Let's try this way. Or is this the way over to... That's to Baina's, I think. Well, yeah, because this is the boardwalk. Let me think. I think I need to go this way. Let's go back out this way. See if we can find anything that we missed clue-wise along the boardwalk or on the beach beside it, anything along those lines. We can't continue this way, which is strange to me, to be honest. I don't know why. Is there just, like, it just ends? So I guess this is the only way you can go? I don't think we're going to find anything like weird clues here. I'm just seeing like if new people, because we've already analyzed these to death on their way to the hotel in the first place. I just don't know if new people are going to show up that maybe we'll talk to on the way. So for anybody who is new, so the summary so far is pretty much Walter Jones died. We were tasked initially. We flew. We rode in a plane here. I think it was a plane. Maybe it was a helicopter. I think it was a plane, though. We rode here on an aircraft and were dropped off going to examine the site of the death and stuff to determine, you know, or to kind of verify, I guess, or whatever, that it was an accident and that he died, you know, not with nefarious purposes, but actually accidentally. But, oh yeah, I can go over here. Yeah, this is something we haven't done, I think. Or no, maybe we did. I don't remember now. Anyway, but we found out in talking with a lawyer, it looks like it's probably criminal in nature. There's probably something nefarious going on. So we've been now talking to everybody, getting shoe sizes, because we found shoe print or footprints over near the area where Walter had been. There's a cliff. There's like a little drop, a slight drop from the edge of the cliff, where you could like potentially sit with chairs or something and look over. Walter had his wheelchair up there, and then he fell or was pushed or whatever off of that and went all the way over the cliff, and so died at the bottom of the cliff. There were other things, other clues. There were like some scratches on his face. And there was a piece of a nail still in his face from the clawing. So apparently he would, like, somebody was angry with him or somebody was trying to fight him off or something. He was in a wheelchair, so, you know, it would be all upper arm strength would be the only fighting he really did. But anyway, and that person ended up being Baina, who is a local, like, indigenous person on this island. She lives with her father, but she is mute. She and Walter actually both previously, like well before this, where the murder happened, well before that, she and her father had, she and Walter had an accident that made Walter paraplegic, so he was in a wheelchair, only from the waist up could move. And then, she, in the process of falling as well, somehow, I don't know if she like landed on the wheelchair like this or something, she became mute, though. Or maybe it was just the trauma of it. Maybe she didn't have a lasting injury physically. I don't know. But anyway, she became mute as a result. So she's mute, so doesn't really say anything. She's kind of shy. She doesn't really like being, like, talking to people and being around people and stuff. Anyway, and so she apparently was having an argument with Walter and scratched him, and a piece of her nail broke off in one of the scratch marks. I think that's a red herring. Obviously, I don't know for sure, but I think that's a red herring. I don't think Baina actually is the one guilty of killing him. I think they did have an argument not long before, but I don't think she killed him. Also, the footprints we have, so we go up here into our clues. We have, is this? No. It is here. These are not, I mean, they're bare feet, Okay, Walter was in a wheelchair, so Walter would not have been walking around in, like, business shoes. And Baina walks barefoot. So these could have been Baina's footprints, but these would have been somebody else. So I think either somebody else was with Baina at the time, or maybe Baina finished talking with Walter after scratching him or something and left. Somebody else came. Okay, so we're looking for footprints that are almost certainly shoes. So far, we don't have a match. We do have a match here. Whoops, that's not what I meant. Drag it back. This is the matching of Baina's broken nail on her hand with the broken nail that was in Walter's face. Okay, and this is here. So that's this one, basically. Wheelchair has really weird kind of, turning around and trying to, I don't know exactly what. It's like Walter kept turning to face his attacker, maybe, or something. Hard to say for sure. The wheelchair markings are not standard what you would expect from a wheelchair. You'd expect the wheelchair to more or less, even if it kind of sways like this, you expect it more or less to go one direction, right? Not around and turn and then back up and then back up and then turn, right? That's a little strange. A whole bunch of bare footprints here, though. That could have been what happened with Baina. The fight with Baina, or the scuffle with Baina, could have been why there are all these footprints as well. Hard to say. But that's our most likely thing, unless somebody was trying to make it look like it might be Baina. Because bare footprints, if everybody knows, or mostly everybody knows she goes around barefoot, if they wanted to kill Walter, they could just go barefoot and then it would obviously point to other people, right? So, I would say that I feel, let me think. Now, I don't know enough. It looks to me like these are probably male footprints instead of female, but that isn't necessarily true. I'm not an expert on women's feet. So I'm not going to pretend like I could go, oh yeah, this is, but I think men's feet generally don't bow in quite as much and also are generally, men's feet, women's feet, let me think. No, the curve inside is right, I think. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea, actually. I have no idea. Let's just say I have no idea and pretend that I didn't say the other. Yeah, it's the same. So this is we have two of the items. It's one photo, okay, but it's two different clues. This one is the skid marks from the wheelchair. This is chaotic footprints. So whichever one of those ends up being the clue that's important, that's what we're gonna. Okay. P's are photos. PC is photo comparison. You compare two things and you get what seems to be a match. So for example, here, and this is just a straight match, okay? We found a piece of cloth and this jacket that is Lorenzo's, and so we know Lorenzo's jacket is where the piece of cloth was torn off. So we found out that there's a place over near, not too far away from where Walter fell off the cliff, where somebody could have been watching him from a distance, and that was where we found the piece of Lorenzo's jacket. So probably Lorenzo was at least saw what was going on, even if he pretends like he didn't or like says he didn't. But it also could have been somebody waiting for Walter to be alone and then came out from it. So Lorenzo could be a suspect, but his feet don't match yet. We've tried to compare every set of shoes we've taken a picture of with the footprints at the scene. Not a single one of these so far matches, which is super weird, by the way. I don't know. Do we have everybody's? Let's see. We have Clara's shoes. Let me see. So the characters, just a reminder. We have. This is Sonia. Okay. This is her. This is Walter Jones's granddaughter. Okay. So Sonia And Christina. And where's Claire? Clara, I mean. So Sophia, Christina, Clara, and then Baina. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have Christina's shoes, a photo of Christina's shoes, and Clara's shoes I just saw. Do we have Sonia's shoes? We might need to see if we can get that, depending. Let me see. So, okay, Billy's shoes. So we're looking for Sonia, right? Christina's shoes. Yes, we got her. That's the girlfriend of the oldest of Marco, I think. Clara, Nolent. Nolent is the lawyer, I think. Martin. Yeah, there's Clara. Have so I've compared every single. Let me do it one more time, just to make sure I'm not missing. I've actually compared every single person, because if I miss one and I'm thinking I've compared but I haven't, obviously that's, you know. Arbor. From a pair of men's shoes. That specifically says men's shoes. Okay, so let's actually do this again. Reset this. So we'll do where there are the wheelchair tracks. Okay, we'll do these one by one. So not Nolent. Nolent is the lawyer. So Clara. It's not gonna be Clara, I don't think, but let's see.
Yeah. Incorrect match.
Okay. So that again. Marco. Nope.
Incorrect match.
These go green if it matches, so it's not rocket science to use the tool. And Christina.
Incorrect match.
Okay. This. Their footprints seem to follow the wheelchair's tracks. Footprints were protected from the storm. Is that all bare footprints, though? Because there also are shoes in that. Well, let's just proceed. It doesn't matter, I guess. Just waste a little bit of time if we don't need to do this. Sonia.
Incorrect match.
See, these are like actual shoe prints there, so I don't know. I don't know why it's only saying bare footprints. Shoes clearly right here.
Incorrect match.
This Lorenzo.
Incorrect match.
Okay. And obviously Colio's, these aren't even close, but we'll do them anyway. Because, for example, the heel isn't up enough to have it split like this is in these shoe prints, but see, it's just flat the whole way.
Incorrect.
So there's no way that's this with a gap there. And Billy. Okay. So one more time through with this second one, just to make sure that I'm not missing any comparison. So Billy with just the shoe prints themselves. In case that other one was for whatever reason not gonna compare shoe prints at all, then we'll have it covered with this. Again, I'll do it, but it can't be Colio because Colio's shoes don't have the heel separated.
Incorrect match.
Okay, that's Lorenzo, Martin.
Incorrect match.
Okay. Sonia. Did say male shoes though.
Incorrect match.
See, and hers are more. Yeah, hers are close. They're not, but they're closer to high heels. They're like slight heels, like low, short heels, but otherwise, definitely I think women's shoe. As from what I've ever seen on women's shoes.
Incorrect
Never
match.
sold women's shoes for a living or anything, so I'm not like, you know, this great authority on it, but
incorrect match.
okay. So no on Marco, Clara. I think we already did Clara before, but
Incorrect match.
Okay. And then hands, and then this. That's... Oh, there we go.
Correct match.
Ruh-roh. And that is Nolant. Nolant. You know what? Because he was the very first guy I talked to. That's probably why I was like early in the game and didn't know how to do the comparison. So, okay. So we have the comparison here. Interesting. Now, a couple of characters, at least one, I think a couple of them, said that Walter Jones was known to wear metal chains kind of like this. To an extent. It wasn't like Mr. T or something, like masses of chains or something. It wasn't like some, gangbanger or whatever, but did have some. Don't know if he had it actually around his neck. This says... whose neck did it come from? So I guess we're assuming it's from a neck. Anyway, can't really do much with this except when you zoom in, you just zoom in. That's pretty much it. Like, I don't think there's anything else to do. So as far as that goes, it just gives you a clearer idea. Oh, M is material clue. My bad. Material. We have one material clue here. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Let's see what other material clues we can find. Yeah, we need to know who is at the Belvedere. So far, nobody has fessed up to being at the Belvedere. Everyone has said they were nowhere near it, pretty much. So... okay, yeah, these folks are no longer here. They were here when we first arrived and we headed this way, but they're not here now. It's later in the day, so that's going to be probably part of it, obviously. Okay. Nobody's down this way at all. They really oughtn't to have a reason. What is this? We already see this before? Maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is one of our photos with the footprints. I see. Okay. Okay. Not this way. This whole thing is go head up that way farther. There had been, maybe it's one further and then over. There had been a little side area we were able to look at previously. I was gonna kind of return to that, but also wanted to see if there's anything we can analyze more closely on the way here. It's not really looking like it though. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, I don't see anything more, I mean, here. This is the Belvedere. So I didn't want to look closer here for footprints and whatever to see. Now we have... Did I talk to Lorenzo since finding his shirt, the torn piece of his shirt and stuff? Because if I did and he still says he wasn't there, then he's a liar. To some extent, for whatever reason. Finally, it says finally. He hid in the rocks near the Tortoise Belvedere to spy on Baena and Jones. Okay, so clues. Attack Baena. Okay. Biathlon gold medal awarded to Lorenzo in international competition. I don't know how useful that is overall. I also don't know if this is really currently pictures print. So we just have a couple of prints. So it's not really... It's obviously going to be this or this are my choices on that. Brings up accent that made Baena mute. Finds Lorenzo capricious and incompetent. Walter Jones was supposed to make amends with Colio. Saw Baena and Lorenzo out last night. Baena always walks barefooted. So this would kind of validate the footprints that are let's see. Strange. Certainly footprints seem to rush around the wheelchair. Tracks are too torn away to be identified. We don't actually have a photo of the bare footprints. We only have the combination with the wheelchair. Thought we had one that was just talking about the bare footprints. Nothing else. There's the foot. These are the shoe footprints, though. Walter Jones' first impact from his fall. Currently, we're working on who was at the Belvedere of the Tortoise, which is where we are physically right now. Hang on. He saw them outside last night. That would match the footprints. So he was definitely there. At the Let's see. Not fond of Nolent. Did not know Jones well. Spent the evening with Marco in their room. Yeah. Okay. This is Marco. Admired his grandfather. Spent the evening with his fiancée, Christina. Collier had a stressful relationship with that, but he's in the evening in the hut with his daughter. However you say that. I can't talk. Billy says Jones helped Marco a lot with his campaign. He had a reason to not like his grandfather, concentrated only on his poker game. I feel like we've not talked to enough people. Let's see, we've got Billy, Colio, Marco, Christina, Nolent. So, Billy, Marco, Christina, Nolent. Sonia, Lorenzo, Clara, Martin. Sonia, Clara, Martin, Colio, Lorenzo. Okay, so she's mute, but we need to still communicate with Baina. Marco already. That's Walter Jones. He, is dead, of course. We already talked to him. Is Baina the only one really that we've not talked to? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2. We're missing 2. Because I did not count Walter himself. So who else? Baina, and who's the other one we're missing? Because I don't seem to have a conversation for somebody. Billy, Martin, Sonia, Colio. Martin, Sonia, Colio, Billy. Okay. So we got so far there. So we have Christina, Clara, Lorenzo, Baina. Okay. Christina, Clara, who is the one before Baina? Oh, Lorenzo. Yeah. Yep, we've got Lorenzo here. Okay. So Marco and Hubert. We got both of them, don't we? Martin, Hubert. I don't know how I'm counting differently. But okay. Anyway. This is more of the Belvedere. This is where I found the piece of the jacket. Huh. It doesn't look like any tracks on the ground. Yeah, I don't think there's anything more at this spot, at least, of the Belvedere. Oh, I already examined outward for the other spot, right? Go out here one more time, just in case there are other clues out here I've missed. But I think we're pretty much done with this beachside area and the cliff, above the cliff. Back, I guess. I think next stop is probably talk to Baina again, see if she has anything more to say, since now we've compared her fingernail with the claw marks in Walter's face. So obviously wheelchair tracks here. We're not going to examine them. It doesn't let me, but clearly you can tell that's what those are. This is where we took some photos of like his wheelchair before his wheelchair fell to here, and then he also fell further down to here. So that's just going back up. Yeah, we'll do that right now. These are the wheelchair tracks with all the footprints and everything intermingled. That's this right here. Let's go back to this, see if there's anything there on this ledge we've missed first. And then from there, then we'll go down the ladder and look on the actual area near his body one more time. Yeah, this game is just going to be a plain old murder mystery versus like tomorrow night's game. But that's okay. They should be different. You don't play the same thing and have it pretend to be something different. It needs to be its own game, its own experience, right? All right, let's see. I don't think there's anything up on the side here. It was all on the wheelchair itself, I think, or right by it. This is nothing. It's off colored, but I guess this is nothing. So some scrapes there, but nothing big. This might have actually happened for the first time when the wheelchair had taken a tumble anyway. So like not the night of his murder, but like whatever it was, like 6 months ago or whatever it was. We obviously have this, which I know I'd commented on that. I thought I had taken a picture or something of that, but I'm not seeing it now. Where is it? Just here? Maybe this is why. I took a picture of this whole thing. That's less helpful because I want the blood specifically, not the wires that are stripped or not connected or something, or the scratches here. I want something that's that specifically, but I don't know. Okay, well, that might be all we got then. I do remember looking at this before. I just thought we could get something specific with this, but I guess not.
I need some graphite powder to take this print. The architect must have some drawing material. I could make myself some.
That's right, graphite powder I want. So I talked to Lorenzo about graphite powder. Okay, so let's remember that. We look down below just really fast. Since we started the game basically here, and we didn't even run into Lorenzo until we were in the hotel, you know, there's a... No, wait. No, we met him, I think, on the beach on the way to the hotel. Anyway. But I've completely forgot to ask him about graphite powder. Or maybe he didn't even have the conversation option. I don't actually know. I don't remember if there was a dialogue choice for that. Okay. One more time at the body, I guess, and then I don't really see anything else revealed to discover. I cannot go this way further up this. So we already got this. Obviously, here's the piece of the fingernail. See, this is blunt force trauma, but I'm thinking this killed him before he fell. We also have this matches the chain, probably, right? This. Let me see. Where's... Do I still have the... What? Oh, I might be able... maybe not. I was going to see if I could compare the chain with his neck to confirm that it was, in fact, his. But I don't see a... Oh, you know what? There might be this. Let's see. No, that's tourism. It's not what I want. Not tourism. Is there... Let me see. List of people on the island. Is a fare file. Restaurant menu. Invitation cards to heirs. Does not really... And I can't... So I can't even try to compare the chain right now. Okay. Let's see. Does not talk about the beads. Also know about the beads. Sonia. Anyway, yeah, because I was going to compare it with this. Kitchen knife, driver, gloves. Not. See, it's not going to let me go into this while also having. It'd be nice if I had a camera or something. I guess I don't have one. Okay, so let me get graphite from Lorenzo. I don't know that I'll find one ever, but let's see if I can maybe get... But how did I take a picture of the footprints otherwise? I've got to have a camera with me, right? Anyway, but no option to try to do a comparison that way. It's unfortunate. Oh, wait. Stop. Hang on. No. I don't want to do that. What is... Blood spot right here. Can't examine it from here, and I can't examine it from here, so I guess we're not doing anything with that. But that looks to me like a blood spot, like he fell, smacked, and then fell this way. Seems weird, though, that he would fall and hit. Like, because this is falling inward. Why would gravity pull him inward? That doesn't make any sense. Unless he swung. Maybe he was trying to hold on with his hands. Couldn't finally let go as he went like this and then smack and then out. Maybe. Interesting. I don't know what that means. Okay. Yeah. I think we're done out here for now. Let me see. What new clues do we have? So I Did the matchup with Lorenzo? Oh, with these conversation pieces. I'm not going to remember what these are, I think, so I'm just leave them. I was going to potentially just reload where we started today, just so I don't have to run all the way back, but it's fine. We'll just do the running. Not that huge of a deal. Nothing here, right? Yeah, our only thing was here. These, not any of these. I do still want to talk to Baina, but we'll go to Lorenzo first, just because I'm thinking about the graphite powder. I don't remember, or I not remember. They move around, so I don't know where Lorenzo is right now. I need to find him, obviously. Not there. He's more likely up on one of the other floors. Not on this lobby area, but I don't know where he is. So kind of need to explore everything to make sure I'm not missing him. They don't move around in like a tricky way. It's not like you don't go at the right exact time you're going to miss them or something. But you know, after several hours, they're in different locations. So I don't see anything there. Okay, floor or lobby 2. Yeah, somebody's there. I don't think that's Lorenzo. Who was that? Let's go over there anyway, but I'm pretty sure that's not Lorenzo. Oh, that's Billy. Yeah, that's Billy. So he's still there, which probably means the other characters are still where they were. Just check over here really fast. No one seated there. Anybody over here? No. Okay, I think we don't have anybody in the kitchen. Us kind of weave in and out though. So a little bit more searching required than just a couple of clicks. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. So nobody, as far as I can tell, there's nobody actually in the dining or self-service kitchen area. Let me go up above. I'm trying to remember. I think he was on 17. No, see 18. Hang on. 20 is the very top. 19 is the helipad. 18. Yeah, I think it was 17. The laundry. I think that's where Lorenzo had been. Yeah. Hang on.
Hello?
I have. Oh.
Huron? Huron Nex? Oh, sorry, I didn't recognize your voice. Okay, and you? Oh, okay. How so exhibit in another gallery? Wait, Huron? No. No. But, Huron, let me remind you that we signed a contract. But you can't do this to me. Yes. No? Everything's ready. The catalog, the posters, the press packets, the cocktail. Only your canvases still have to get to the gallery in a week. You don't care? Super. What? Ah, he hung up on me. What a jerk!
Well, that doesn't sound promising for her. Now let's talk to
I
Fear I won't further your investigation, Inspector, but tell me anyway.
Can I...
What did Walter Jones tell you regarding his estate?
I wasn't sleeping with Walter Jones. I was no longer his confidant. So go look for your clues in the minds of the heirs, Norm. You'll find something to feed your curiosity.
Jeez, not upset at all. This game, by the way, has modes. I'm playing on a simpler mode just so I can gather because I prefer the storyline and everything anyway. So I'm trying to gather as many clues from as many people as I can. But if you play on, I guess, a harder difficulty, you can only ask a certain number of questions, and if you ask, like, as you ask more questions, basically the person you're interviewing starts becoming impatient with you, and finally will just cut you off in the middle of questions. So that's interesting. That's cool that they have that. I don't want to do that for this playthrough because I'm doing it blind. I'd rather get all the clues and try to piece everything together myself. It's not as realistic, but you know, it's fine.
What was Hubert de Noland doing at the Belvedere of the Tortoise last night?
I now remember that I ran into him at the foot of the tower when I went back up after having tried to gather the lobster traps. He was in quite a rush and he didn't even say hello.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
Billy's a gambler, Inspector, so he knows the real values of life. I hope he finds a way out of his financial problems soon.
What do you think of Christina?
Ah, Christina, the charming Slav. The celebration of beauty, passion, fury. Oh, yeah, Inspector. Christina's one of those women who makes us turn our heads, poor men that we are.
So if she made a contract and nothing breaks, that she should be fine? You talking about the phone call we just heard? Yeah, but that's not a problem with the contract as far as, like, on her part. I think she's stressed because it sounds like one of her artists is not gonna deliver their work to her to display, but that was a big draw for a gallery that she was opening or that she was going to display it in, and so she's going to lose money, be in trouble for that, I'm guessing, but I don't know, unless you're referring to a different contract, in which case I'm not sure the reference.
What can you tell me about Marco?
Marco Jones? The real son of his grandfather. Selfish, lazy, self-righteous, and corrupt to boot. He's a sycophant, Inspector.
What can you tell me about Clara?
Clara is a sincere and courageous woman, Inspector. And moreover, a woman who loves a gambler can be nothing but a formidable woman.
Thank you for the information.
Okay, that didn't help, though, all that much, because, I mean, you give me impressions of what you think, but I need graphite. How? I can't just ask him for it?
I'd like to chat with you for a moment. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
So I guess not. I guess, do I search his room? Maybe I search his room or something, which means I have to find him in his room, I think, in order to be able to get in.
Go on, I'm listening, Inspector.
What did Walter Jones tell you regarding his estate?
My grandfather brought us together to tell us about his will. He told us that we, my brothers and I, were his heirs. It might be true, but it doesn't change my feelings for him in any way. You can't buy me, Mr. Norm.
What reasons could Billy have had for hating his grandfather?
For hating him? Plenty. For killing him? If that's where you want to go, none. Walter Jones never liked the side of him that was irresponsible and gambled, and he told him more than once. Billy is sometimes in dire financial straits, and our grandfather never helped him. That's why they didn't get along. But I'll tell you again, my brother is a peach, and would never hurt a soul.
Ah, so you say he's a peach, huh? Tell me more.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
I love my brother, Inspector, but he worries me sometimes. He loves to gamble too much, and I'm afraid that he's throwing his career to the wind because of this.
What do you think of Christina?
Christina's body is an asset. I suppose it hasn't escaped you, Inspector. And she knows perfectly well how to make the most of what nature has given her. She seduces with the same ease with which others breathe.
What can you tell me about Marco?
Marco is my darling younger brother, Inspector. What else can I tell you? I will always be there for him, no matter what happens.
What can you tell me about Clara?
I like my sister-in-law very much, Inspector. Clara reminds me of my grandmother, Anna Jones. The same kindness.
I thank you for your help.
Okay.
I like my sister-in-law. Christina's bot. I love my brother.
I don't have to click them, but they don't seem to go away if I don't. Maybe it's just initially. If I closed out and came back in, maybe these would stop being highlighted. Christina's sort of a tease. So it explains the game could ruin Billy's future. Yeah, it's gambling. Okay. Nothing new with Nolant or Christina. Let's see. The other one we talked to was Lorenzo.
I now remember.
Did see Nolant on the night of Jones's death, so I probably need to talk to Nolant.
He's a gambler, Inspector. Marco Jones?
Because we had a couple things. We want to get, if we can, get into Lorenzo's room so I can get some graphite. Use that for gathering prints. And also try to talk to DeNolant again, the lawyer, and see if I can get an explanation of what he had been doing. I don't have any. Maybe it's not even there. Oh, maybe. Oh no, it's inventory, of course. Anyway, I don't have a wrench or anything to use on this, so I can't get into this yet. I need a wrench. There are a couple of bolts I have to loosen. Other than this, I think I've gotten everything from here already. I got this blowtorch and screwdriver from here, and I think I got the knife from, kitchen knife somewhere else. And the gloves. Oh no, I got the blowtorch and the gloves from here, I think. I don't remember where I got the screwdriver, but anyway. Something was over. One of the things was over here, and one of them was over here. Yeah. I don't expect to find anything up this high, but just in case there's maybe something I don't notice, like some weird marking or something is hanging from it like this, but I don't notice it for some reason. Unless when I'm hovering and then I see it, maybe. So steam, but we can't interact with that, so that's nothing for now at least. Yeah, I don't see anything here unless going across the floor. But see, the thing with like going across the floor or whatever here is I'm not really looking for footprints in this area, right? That's probably not a thing at all in the game, but if it is, it's certainly not at this point. I have nothing to point to me looking, or to point me to looking for footprints or something in here, so it's kind of a waste of time. I thought in case you found something between tiles, but no. Looks like the answer is no on that. No. Yeah. I looked through this before, but just in case there's like a towel or something I missed examining, but Doesn't look like it to me. Alright. Yeah. Okay. We're on floor 16, I think. Since only because I knew they were in the laundry room. Let's try 14. See if we can get in either of these. Lorenzo won't be in them. Maybe his door will be unlocked? Probably not.
Come in, please.
Ah, it's Marco and Christina again. That's right. I done forget it about that. I don't have anything more, but let me chat with them since I'm here. I've already been around grabbing any, like, items that the game will allow me from
Just
their
one
suite,
question.
so.
I won't be here for long.
Just one question, he says, and then he has 3. Plus more after this prediction.
Lorenzo told me that you are as venal and tyrannical as your grandfather.
Lorenzo doesn't like anything that is contrary to his creative ravings, Inspector. That's all.
According to Billy, Walter Jones did a lot for your political career.
I admit, Inspector, my grandfather was very interested in politics and generously financed my campaigns. I understand this could have made Billy jealous, but after all, isn't it normal that a grandfather helps his grandson in an enterprise that is certainly more laudable than a hand of poker?
So kind of doesn't like the fact that Billy gambles, which is fair.
What reasons could Billy have had for hating his grandfather?
Our grandfather hated the useless waste of money. Billy lost a lot of money gambling and hoped that grandfather would help him float back up, which of course he refused.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
Billy is still a child at heart, Inspector. He still makes me laugh sometimes, but he is totally irresponsible. It's very hard for his family.
What do you think of Christina?
Meeting Christina was one of the most important events in my life, Inspector. She is my soulmate, my feminine other. We are in total harmony on all counts.
Surely.
My feminine other, huh? Sure. You say so, bro. It's a weird way to say it. Mark says Billy's irresponsible behavior tarnishes his family's reputation.
Billy is still a child.
Right. And then
Your
Christina.
questions are splendid. Continue. I love this.
A little excited for just getting questions.
Sonia said that you are a tease.
Sonia thinks that I want to steal her husband, but it is he who sweet-talks me, Jack. I'm not to blame.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
Billy is very cool. He is a very funny guy. He definitely gambles in life, just as he does in poker.
Sure, I see.
Sure, I see. Alright, so nothing more in here. I couldn't remember which side they were on. Okay, so
I need a key.
I cannot do that right now. We're on 14. Okay, so I go up to 15. Actually, just do this instead of doing the elevator. Probably slightly faster. Oh, there we go. It's faster if I can actually click the right thing and find where to click.
I need a key.
It's not there.
I recognized your footsteps, Inspector. Come in and do your job.
I'd like to chat with you for a moment. Why do some people here compare you to Anna Jones, Walter Jones's deceased wife?
To tell you the truth, I didn't know her, but it seems that she was a very gentle woman. How opposites attract. I say this, but I didn't know Walter Jones before he lost his wife. Maybe he was more hospitable back then.
What reasons could Billy have had for hating his grandfather?
How can you love someone who never helped you even when he had the power? I know my Billy sometimes abuses money, but Walter Jones was really heartless. He never lifted even his little finger to get Billy out of his problems.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
Billy is not a solid and mature man on whom one can rely, Inspector. My life with him is not always easy, but he makes me laugh and amuses me. And he still surprises me after all these years. So, what can I say?
What do you think of Christina?
I like my brother-in-law, but between us, Inspector, don't you think it's a little strange that Marco would be with this woman? It's an indiscreet relationship.
What can you tell me about Marco?
I like Marco, and I respect his choices. If he's happy with Christina after all, it's good.
Thank you.
Okay. She doesn't like Christina's slutty character. Seems split regarding Marco and Christina's
I like my brother.
relationships.
I like Marco, and I respect...
Okay. So she respects Marco, but she's just not so sure. Like she respects Marco and his choices, so she's okay with him being with Christina. She's just not so sure about Christina herself, even though Marco's with her. She's like, well, I mean, Marco could be with who he wants. I'm sure he knows what he's doing, kind of a thing. But I'm not a fan of Christina, is kind of what I'm getting from that. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get into Lorenzo's room to get graphite for the fingerprints. Really not sure. $161 is out of order. Probably could mean we cannot.
No point in insisting. This is bolted.
Bolted? Uh-oh. Okay. That's my room, I think, right? Don't think I have anything in here. I already grabbed anything that I wanted before coming, yeah. Yep, okay, so I've been to all the floors where rooms are. $17 is just that laundry area plus like the tool racks or the shelves with tools and things in the back side of it. So that's all that is. 18, like I said, is... But what is 18? 19 is the helipad. 18 is, I think, like an outside lounge area. Obviously not great in the storm right now, but... And then 20... I don't remember what 20 is, but... I don't think we're gonna get anything more there right now. Okay, let me go try to talk to Baina again, and Colio maybe again, since he's at least last time he was right there with her. This way. This way. Here. And out. So go this way instead now. That's how you get to Colio and Baina. This goes back. Where is... Oh, this is the way. That's right. I'm trying to remember how I got off of this. I thought over here, but these are chained. I'll look again, but I don't believe I found anything in the sand here when I was looking before. Mostly looks like just plain sand anyway. Not really, yeah. Not really like a set of footprints or something to see, so. It's not in the area where a murder is, but we could maybe compare footprints here with footprints there or something if we don't get it anywhere else or get any other way to compare footprints with Baina and the picture. We'll see though. Just keep going. I don't think there's anything here. I've already examined this before, but I didn't find anything back then. Probably won't find anything now either. This is the hotel. Colio, Baina. Huh. If they are... both have their backs turned, I wonder if I can sneak up inside or not. I don't know. Back. Where is it? Oh, haha. While they're busy. Okay, now, unless I have a time limit, and I might, to some degree, but unless I have a time limit, I probably can just search while I'm in here. Not worry too much about other things. Baina? We got a large diamond in a box, which has Walter Jones' initials on it. Now, likelihood a gift that he offered to this girl. A gesture that would leave few women insensitive. Zach here. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Necklace in very bad shape, found in Baina's trunk. Okay, so let me do a comparison of this with this. Yeah.
Correct match.
These pearls look alike. They're from the same necklace. Baina's necklace.
Kind of knew that was coming. So this goes there. Don't remember anything similar to a diamond or anything over there at the site where Walter fell. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's back outside, okay. So I guess I can go a little bit further in over here. I love how I just like walk into their place. Totally trespassing. Although this island probably has different laws than in the United States or something, but or Australia or anywhere in Europe or something, but still. Let's see. It's pretty humble lodgings, right? Nothing too fancy here, it doesn't look like. Basic plates, basic table, and so on. Which is cool. So they're like a probably, at least to some extent, if not completely, they're probably humbler than anybody else on the island, just about. Yeah, I don't see anything to examine or anything here farther in. Huh. Okay. See if we can talk to Baina now. Actually, let's talk to Kolio first.
I'm collecting footprints, and I'd like to add yours.
She runs away.
Shy girl. I just have some questions to ask you. What is this gift hiding? Why did Jones try so hard to secure you and your daughter's future?
Jones was in love with my daughter, Baina. I agreed to give him my daughter, but he wanted to have her before marriage. He called spirits of shame over me. Jones told me he wanted to give Baina all his wealth after his death. Even so, I told him one had to wait so that the evil spirits could pass far from here.
What did Walter Jones tell you regarding his estate?
Jones had a lot of money, Jack Norm, but no one knows into whose hands it will go.
This tower on this wild island, far from everything, isn't it madness?
Jones's tower destroyed my island, Jack Norm. My land will disappear forever.
What luxury. For some, the world is all roses. But where did the staff go? I don't see them.
Old Jones asked me to find him people to work in the tower, and I asked people from my tribe. Later, he dumped them like crab shells.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
Old Jones gave it to my daughter. Baina can never speak again because of him, so he gave her gifts like this.
So, what was Lorenzo Battaglieri doing in the rocks near the Tortoise Belvedere last night?
You are evil, Jack Norm. Lorenzo did not kill old Jones. He fished for lobsters in the area. At the moment, many lobsters come to the traps.
We're evil because we were trying to figure out if he was involved. Okay. The very thought is evil, apparently, even though I don't know, before coming to the island, I didn't know Lorenzo from, I don't know, John Wick or something, so.
According to you, how could Baina have lost pearls from her necklace?
Baina walks often. Baina lost her necklace, that is all.
Do you know how Baina broke one of her fingernails?
Baina works with her hands, Jack Norm.
Sonia says that Walter Jones was to compose with you. What does she mean by that?
He made a huge tower on my island, and in exchange, I got nothing. So I said that it wasn't fair.
If Noland is to be believed, the young Baina literally cast a spell on Walter Jones. What do you know about this?
My daughter is pure. If Walter Jones wanted her, it was Walter Jones's problem and not Baina's.
Hubert de Noland says that you are an opportunist and a nuisance.
I don't know. I spent the evening in the cabin with Baina.
So, tell me a little about Billy.
Billy Jones is bizarre, Jack Norm. When Billy makes jokes, Billy laughs a lot. And Colio does not understand why. Colio does not understand Billy's jokes.
Probably like more pop culture stuff Billy's jokes are probably more pop culture stuff. Things that Colio's not even familiar with, references he doesn't get them and stuff probably.
What do you think of Christina?
Christina is a very beautiful woman, Jack Norm. Christina is tall, strong, vigorous, and supple as a creeper.
Hey, baby, you are. When I caress your cheek, you are supple like a creeper. Romantic. How romantic.
What can you tell me about your daughter?
Baina is Colio's son. And Colio is willing to break Jack Norm's head if Jack Norm says bad things about Baina.
Okay.
I would like to know more about Martin.
Martin? The husband of Sonia Jones. I do not know Martin.
What can you tell me about Marco?
Old Jones had the blessing of the gods with Marco. Marco is the grandson of Old Jones, and the name of the Jones family is honored by Marco, Jack Norm.
What can you tell me about Clara?
I like Clara very much. Clara says hello to Colio. Clara smiles at Colio. Clara is a good woman.
Well, if that's all you have to say.
If that's all you have to say, I'm out of here. Screw you. Weird. Weird way to say that. Still can't get your footprints, huh?
I'm collecting footprints, and I'd like to add yours.
No, 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 and she runs away.
Shy girl.
What happens if we run over here? Does she just run back, or?
I'm collecting footprints, and I'd like to add
Just the same
yours.
thing. No. And she's like,
Shy
hey, get away
girl.
from me. Get away from me. I'm fine selling my tribe and my daughter for money, but asking if I could be a suspect for murder makes you evil. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, you do realize how this looks, right? Okay, just checking. Already been inside. Yeah, okay, we got more questions asked, so we got more information that way. That's good. All right. I mean, I guess back to the hotel, talk to people again. I don't know if enough time has passed either. I suppose it's possible. I don't know what the mechanic is in this game, but it's possible we go back to our hotel room and like click on our bed or something, and that will like make us take a nap, and then we'll wake up in the evening and can do more stuff at that point. I don't know. Guess we'll know if Billy is still playing the piano in the lobby, then we'll know that really time probably hasn't passed. Most likely. No guarantee, but I mean, it's less likely that it'd be playing for hours and hours and hours and hours, but maybe. Was it was up on the second floor, maybe? Every time I double click when he's running or whatever, and then he gets the stairs, I'm thinking, me too, bro, me too. I'm not running stairs, I will walk stairs. Thank you. Long, long ago, I used to run stairs. Back when I was playing sports regularly, but it's been quite a while since we've done that now. Still run, but running plus really, really working your legs. I'm lucky if I do lunges once a month or something. Just kidding, I do a little more than that, but. I don't know if I have any more
Questions
to
can
say
be
anymore.
fun when they're well phrased. So,
I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
well, I really have no idea, Norm. I'm not in the loop.
What do these gifts from Jones hide? Why did he want to assure the future of Colio and his daughter?
No, I have no idea.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
Listen, man, I'm not a Satan. I have my faults. But I think that the old man was really revolting to want to fuck this girl.
Just out of the blue F-bomb, huh? Okay, sure. Like none of the rest of the game pretty much has, all the rest has normal language. Suddenly we have an F-bomb. Okay.
It seems that you have financial
random.
problems, Billy.
No, some small gambling debts, basically.
I was told that you are a gambling addict of sorts.
It's not a secret for anyone. Gambling is stronger than I am.
Marco says that your childish irresponsibility is painful for your family. What is he talking about?
I love my brother, but he ought to mind his own business. It's true that I owe some money to my wife's father, but that doesn't concern him. I've never asked anything of my brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Note to self. If you ever have like certain feelings about your siblings or other relatives and you don't want them knowing how you actually feel about them, don't get involved in anything that will eventually be a murder where you'll be asked questions by an inspector. Just keep that in mind. Yeah. I mean, it's not, I come from a part of the country where, like, I come from originally near Seattle. It's not like I'm, foreign to language and stuff. I just was just out of the blue suddenly in the game. I was like, okay, I guess this might have been kid friendly. Now it's not. So, Segura, February 11th, 2006, Dear Colio, I would like to thank you. Dear Colio, I would like to thank you for having sent me all of your friends from the archipelago, who have almost all found good work at the hotel. Please accept this gift, which I give to you with all my heart. I know that you recently ran your Doni aground on the coral barrier, and that it is a great misfortune for a fisherman like yourself. I hope that this motorboat will relieve some of the fatigue that accompanies your beautiful and difficult profession. P.S. I am also very thankful that we have overcome our little disagreement regarding the construction of my tower. You know that you can count on me to assure a serene destiny for your daughter Baina and for yourself. Best regards, Walter Jones.
If I believe this letter, Colio had Jones in his pocket.
Kind of sounds like it. Still can't get Baina to give us her footprints. I think probably she knows that her bare feet were there at the scene, I think. But the thing is, that doesn't, just having that doesn't mean accepted the marriage of his daughter to Jones.
Jones was in love with...
What? There's nothing new though. Weird that it highlights that way. I don't know. Anyway. I wonder if it's going to be where we have to go to nighttime on the island for this first night, and then we sneak into the hut while they're sleeping, and I take pictures of Baina's feet while she's in bed or something. That's like catching the cheating spouse kind of investigative work, but I mean, I guess whatever. I don't even get a chance to do any kind of attempt at a conversation with Baina, even like paper and pencil or something like that, because all he ever does as soon as I get to her and I click on her is ask if he can take a picture of her feet. It's like, okay. Apparently our our character has a foot fetish or something. Wheelchair. Does that really make sense, though, as far as who is at the Belvedere? That doesn't really help. But I don't know what other... Because this is a peace lot. So I have to do a picture, if anything, there. We only have 2 pictures. Disorderly footprints, maybe. I guess that'd be better than this. See, I've got that. I've got that, but that was more, I think that was more watching. I wonder, though, if this is going to be good for now in the case or for later. She scratched his face. Does that mean he offered this to her and she got insulted? Well, I have no idea what the argument was about, so I don't know what we make of that. But we're really looking at who was at the Belvedere of the Tortoise. So what I think what I need to compare is... We only have this now. We can't compare. What declaration am I going to use? So this is Nolan saying he saw Baina and Lorenzo. Says Baina always walks barefoot. So those 2 things help with tying to who was at the Belvedere. Lorenzo confirmed or affirms that he saw everything and that Walter Jones tried to attack Baina. So that again, this and this tie Baina to it. And this ties Lorenzo here to it, which he says he saw the attack apparently. And we see barefoot steps. So these 3 for sure, I think, relate to something about who is at the Belvedere. This obviously ties because beads in her trunk match the beads that we found, the broken necklace of beads, I should say, that we found over in that area. Scratch on his face, broken fingernail. This is Denolent, so that ties these. So Denolent's footprints with footprints we saw there. And then this, again, Lorenzo's jacket, Lorenzo's cloth, which here. So we've, so far, all of these are tying somebody or, whatever to being at the Belvedere. This we don't have a match for yet. Which is a problem. I don't know that we have to is the thing, but I'm assuming we're supposed to fill all 9 of these with different clues and then see if we can move forward. I don't know what other declaration. Let's see. We're supposed to make amends with Colio? Okay, maybe. I've got a couple from Nolan. I think probably no more from him. She was with Marco, so that takes her away from that. Marco was with her. Colio was in the hut. See, I don't think Colio was there anyway. He does say, though, he spent the evening with his daughter, which would take Baina out of being at the shore, except we have stuff that kind of pretty much actually indicates she was there. Unless it was evidence that was planted, which is always possible. But unless that's true, we have the beads from the necklace. We have Lorenzo saying that she was fighting with Walter. We have DeNolan saying he saw Lorenzo and her. So we got like 3 pieces of evidence, at least 4, if you count this, if that was at the same time, which is he had a fingernail in his face, like embedded in his face, and she had a broken nail, which seems to match. I mean, our comparison thing said it matched. So we got like 4 pieces of evidence putting her there. So I'm pretty sure she was there. I just need one more, probably, I'm guessing, one more thing here to solidify that she was for sure there. It was the poker game, so he wouldn't know. He, I think, is lying, trying to cover for his daughter. These 2 could be lying, but as far as we know, they were just in the same suite together. We already know he was there. Like, you know. Because he saw, well, not there maybe, but necessarily, but he saw them, I should say. Sonya doesn't have, supposed to make amends, but otherwise doesn't really have anything more for us. Lorenzo, so he said the 1. Did see Nolan on the night of Jones's death. Could be. Maybe. Brings up the accident that made Baena mute. Oh yeah, let me well, I don't remember if she had details. Let me see if, like, something that talks about this, see if I can remind myself exactly what the circumstance was. We were just fighting.
I wondered what happened to her, the poor thing. I wanted to talk about the accident. Indeed, the Jones family is in the habit of calling it the accident. She became mute after all.
So not really details, no specifics. Martin went to bed early. I mean, this doesn't really prove that he had done anything. Let me see. So Martin and then Sonya. Was with Billy and Clara. So Martin going to bed early, he doesn't exactly have an alibi. But it doesn't say who was at the Belvedere, so that doesn't give us anything that would add to or take away from. She was with them the whole evening, and Billy said he was gambling. So, and Clara probably was with Billy while he was gambling. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem like we really have anything from her either. So this is pretty much, I think, only for comparing physical evidence. So can't do more with that. I really think I need the graphite. I don't know how to get it though. We're on the second piece of the puzzle. I don't know though. Thanks for the giant question marks. Brought to you by the Riddler. Okay. I mean, I don't know other than re-asking questions I've already asked. Let's do this. Let's go up to 18. And then let's see if anybody's actually on the heliport first. But then we'll go up to 20 and 19 and see if there's anything else over that way. So nobody over here. It's out. That's my other option. Not out. I guess it's in. My bad. I'd forgotten that was an in inside, or an entrance to inside. Nobody here. And I could take these to go to like 19 and 20, but let me see. Wait. No, never mind. I was going to examine that thing on the right, but I actually don't think I can examine that, so. Hang on. Nothing to the sides here? There is this. What is this? What happens if I do that? It's not up, so. Oh no, it is up. Okay. That's fine too. That was the next thing. If I couldn't go to the side, I was going to go up, so I guess that's fine. This is 19. It's like the upper helipad level or something. Not exactly. I don't think a helipad ever goes on this level, but it's kind of like a sort of like a waiting area, like a gate in an airport or something. Except, you know, it's just general lounging, and then you know, probably get your name called or something like that, I would guess. Most likely. Although I'm kind of hovering around, making sure I didn't miss something, I don't expect really there to be anything in places like that, because it's probably not something I missed. I'm mainly looking to see if characters have wandered to these places so I could talk with them. That's the main point of interest in doing that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so nobody there either. Let's go up to 20. And I believe it's just this one. Sweet.
I need a key to open that door.
It's the same, okay.
I need a key to open that door.
And we previously talked to... I'm trying to remember whose room this is. Oh, Laurent. DeLaurent. His office is here. He's not in his office now, though. That's interesting. That makes me wonder where he is. Seems like I've been around here. He's not out and about here, so I don't know where I would find him at this point. And there was nobody out here that I could see. Let me make sure I didn't miss him. Yeah, there's nobody out here. Okay. Probably they're still doing laundry. Yeah, of course.
A question is buzzing in my head. I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
I wasn't aware that my grandfather gave gifts to this man.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
I never took to this girl. She plays people to make herself interesting and to attract men. She's a schemer interested in money. That's what I think.
Interesting. I need you to enlighten me on a point. I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
Jones was a very practical man, you see, and I really doubt that his gifts to Colio were sincere.
What do these gifts from Jones hide? Why did he want to assure the future of Colio and his daughter?
Listen, Norm, I don't know what Jones wanted to do for Baina and Colio, and also I don't want to know.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
Jones hoped that the gifts would make Baina forgive him for the suffering he'd caused her. That boor thought she was his future wife.
According to you, how could Baina have lost pearls from her necklace?
I have no idea. But I want to point out that there is absolutely nothing to prove that she lost them last night, if that's what you're thinking, Inspector. She came by here often, you know.
After all, why not?
After all, why not? Sure. Oh, hang on. Because I don't know where Noland is right now. Let me just kind of quickly run through. I'm not going to hover over stuff. I'm just trying to see if he happens to be somewhere in this chamber. Nah, looks like the answer's no. Okay. We're on 16. So I want to go to 15 and 14. Talk to Clara and then talk to Marco and Christina again. Clara's over here. Didn't remember earlier, but since we did just today, I remember now.
I recognized your footsteps, Inspector. Come in and do your job.
I just have some questions to ask you. I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
I wasn't in the know, Inspector.
I get it.
Okay, so we got a whole ton of information from her. It's okay. Sometimes you don't.
I need a key.
Cheap viewers, huh? How about quick banning? Why? Oh, let me delete that as well. Okay, so we need a key for that, so that's not open right now either. Down one more. And then probably nothing on, no one in the right room here this time either, just in case.
I need a key.
Yeah, okay. And then Marco and Christina, I think, maybe again.
Come in, please.
No, you please.
All right now. I am all yours, Jack.
I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
In any case, it's not to me that Mr. Jones would have made a gift.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
A diamond. One has to find the woman, Jack. Walter Jones was still very young, wasn't he? Despite his age. He must have used the gift to... In short, you see what I'm saying, Jack?
Yeah. Walter Jones was not all that, or was still young. Sarcasm. Well, sarcasm tags around it, yeah.
You don't seem to be very welcome in the Jones family, Christina. They all think that you're a gold digger.
I doubt it. For them, a girl from Eastern Europe is necessarily a slut. What do you want me to do, Jack?
I understand.
Good. And then Marco.
I am entirely at your disposition, Inspector.
I'm surprised that Colio, even if he was angry at Jones, was not more grateful for his generosity.
I have nothing to say about that, Inspector. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I didn't know it was the same guy, Benoit Sokol. I actually have, I think 3 of the Siberia games already that I own. I just haven't played them yet. So at some point I'll play those, I guess. From what I hear, they're very long games, but I don't know how long. Not as long as, like, there's one called the Longest Journey or whatever. So it's not that long, I guess, but are they? Siberia games are kind of dull. That's unfortunate.
What do these gifts from Jones hide? Why did he want to assure the future of Colio and his daughter?
I can say nothing on the subject, Inspector.
Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? What were the bonds that connected them?
Really, Inspector, I didn't know. It's not the kind of thing my grandfather would do.
I like how when our inspector is talking to people who we have no reason to we have no reason to think they know about the diamond ring, we say, Walter Jones gave this to Baina, didn't he? Maybe? I don't know, bro. Must play Agatha Christie's Orient Express, newest one. French microids and not bad, apparently. Okay. That's good. We'll have to do that then at some point.
Why does Clara speak about having to dutifully respect your choice of living with Christina?
Clara is very nice, but maybe a little narrow-minded. My sister-in-law has the usual prejudices against girls from Eastern Europe. Nevertheless, between Christina and me, it's true love.
Without a doubt. Thank you.
Yeah. There's so many games. Yeah. So many mysteries and stuff. That's right. I haven't really gained much to help us out in those conversations. Did we talk to Billy again since we came in? I think so, right? I think so. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know when we're gonna get more details. 16 is our floor. We have locked up over here and then our room here, and we've already grabbed, like I said before, stuff from our room. I guess maybe we return to our room in case somebody is kind of on the DL trying to slip us information. Like they don't want to, for whatever reason, reveal their identity, but they want us to know stuff. Maybe. I guess it's worth trying, just in case. I doubt that's going to be true, but you never know. Kind of like in the council, we had the room our guy was staying in, but after the initial inspection around our place, there wasn't very much to do in our room. There were a couple of scenes that came from that later. After the initial search, there were later a couple of things, but for the most part, we didn't really use our room all that much after the initial inspection. If you like art, apparently this means something. Your mind runs parallel with the experiences in life or something. I'm really not sure. Is this the bathroom or is this is the exit, I think. But I don't know for sure. I think this is the bathroom. Not exactly bathroom, but it's like it's a bedroom. I guess there's a bed here, but it's got other stuff too. Like a whole bunch of stuff. Television and like whatever this is. Maybe this is probably the bathroom. Is this a hand? Like wash your hands or something? I don't know. So when you say the Siberia games are dull, you're saying from personal experience, right? I'm assuming? Not just from reviews. I tend to trust you guys' judgment on whether something is decent or not. Obviously, not every single time you guys recommend something is it something that I have played. And obviously, there are things that I will choose on my own that you guys have not recommended. But I'm just, in general, I tend to trust. If you guys say something about a game, I'll tend to trust and be like, oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so I don't know why we opened this drawer, because there's nothing to do in there. Literally nothing to do in there. He opens the drawer and then closes it immediately. And we never found anything even in the first place. So I don't know why this drawer stays active. I would think after you initially tried, if there's nothing there, you just close it, or you like deactivate it, make it no longer interactable, so that you don't click it later or something for no reason. Because if it shows an interaction icon, that makes me think, oh, maybe I can do something with this now. No, you still can't. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I don't see anything in any of his suite, so I don't think there's any real reason to do any of this stuff. Let me see if there's, maybe I can, like I said, maybe I can sleep in the bed and pass time? Maybe. Well, for that, though, I would need to be able to interact with the bed. Clearly, I cannot do that, so that's not a thing, I guess. And there are the drawers over here. I think I've done those too, and I think he just opens and closes them as well, but let me try. Yeah. Same thing. Just open and close. Can I put something from my inventory in there? I don't know why I would want to, but literally did nothing. Yeah. So I don't know what the point of those are. It's fine. It's not the end of the world or anything, but it's a little strange to me, how I perceive it. Okay, this exits back out to the hall. Okay, well, I guess that's where we'll leave it for today. From October of 2007. Yeah, 2007, unless you had something like that showed up on maybe Xbox or something, you didn't have, is it? Oh, cool. Unless you had something on Xbox or something like that, you didn't really have a lot of PC games that were heavy on graphics around that time. You had a decent amount, like, I don't remember if it was 2007, but something around there. There was obviously Portal, that Valve, one of the early games that Valve did that helped them financially and stuff. So there were some things for sure like that. But a lot of the things that you got that were really graphically, yeah, Blade Runner, but a lot of the ones you got that were really graphically, like, great would have been things like Halo or Dead Space. If you go back up a couple of years, Fear, things like that. So, and of course, the non-horror titles as well, of course. You had some of the Final Fantasies, you had, anyway. But yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, my point is just that, I guess what I would say, it's good graphically for a PC back then. That was back when PCs were actually not generally as graphically powerful as consoles. Sometime around between maybe 2010 and 2012, 2013, somewhere in there, I think, they kind of inverted, and it became PCs steadily were regularly more powerful than consoles. But prior to that, it was kind of the consoles where the graphics were. So that's why you would have a lot of the focus on those kinds of things. There were still some decent ones. There was I don't remember if they were that far back though. Like there was another mystery one. What was it? The Something of the Raven. That was graphically pretty good, but I feel like that was more like 2012 or something. Though I own Siberia games, haven't played them through, so I couldn't say for certain if they're good or not. Longest Journey, however, I've played, and that was all right. Yeah, I mean, Longest Journey, I don't even know if I own Longest Journey. I looked at it, and I was like, that looks interesting, but given the name, and that I've read a couple of things, it makes it seem like it actually is like a really long game. And so I'm like, I don't know if I want to invest like, you know, but at this point, there are plenty of things where I've invested a ton of time. So I, you know, especially some of the role-playing games that I've done on my channels in the past, like the Gothic games and the Risen games and Elix and We Happy Few and name a bunch of them. So I'm less concerned about how long something might be now. Just, you know. Anyway. Okay, so before we end for today, I wanted to, let's see. Oh, do I not have that open? Hang on. I thought I did. Let me see. Here we go. It just wasn't as it was in the wrong monitor, I guess, or whatever. Okay, so let me pull this up some so you can see. So these are currently the ones that we're looking at. Like I said, early next week I'll have a trailer, like an announcement trailer, so you can see them all. But there's Tormented Souls. I don't know if you've seen anything for that. It's somewhat of like a Silent Hill-ish, but not as limited camera-wise type of game. Not like the modern remake of Silent Hill, but like the original games. It's something more along those lines, kind of a thing. Think sort of Simulacrum-ish, but better camera angles and stuff. Anyway, I don't know. But so there's that one, Signalis. Yeah, Silent Hill story is big, yeah. We did play Concluse a couple of years ago, so we'll do Concluse 2. I've already bought, we're going to do Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I bought the Super Deluxe Ultra, you have no money in your wallet left, or in your bank account left version, that includes a couple of additional clans. Because I think what I'll do is on Halloween, on my playthrough of that, I think I'm going to choose one of the clans, which is either La Sombra or who was the other one? I don't remember. I think one of the clans is like a Middle Eastern clan or something. We might go with them. I'm not sure. Bloodlust Shadow Hunter. This is now like 10 years old, so it's a bit of an older game at this point. And it wasn't graphically amazing back in the day, back when it was made, because it's an indie game, and it was, I think, maybe even a solo developer. So, you know, he could only do what he could do, what he had to work with and stuff. But from what I've seen on Steam, it seems like it's mostly gotten decent reviews, so it should be interesting. Human, which is it's just like I think it's a first person horror kind of experience or whatever. The Drifter. Oh wait, hang on. So it's vague. Guy turns up, lost wife, a few strange threatening characters. Don't forget the Drift. Yeah. Asylum. I don't know if you remember, but like I think it was now 3 years ago, we played a demo of that. So now we're gonna actually play the game. It released this spring of 2025. I started this years ago, only did one playing session of it for some reason. I don't know why I stopped. Anyway, so I'm going to restart. We're going to play the Seventh Guest. I still own this because I bought this first, like way back when I first did it, like in 2014 or something. But they have the 25th anniversary edition. So we'll just start over doing the 25th anniversary edition. They've like improved the graphics some. I mean, it's not going to be great, like amazing graphics, like super modernized, meaning it'll be, you know, still kind of the pixelized stuff from back then, but they did some enhancements on it, I guess. Tales from Candleforth. The Light Keeper. I don't know if you've seen I think I put that on Discord. I think I put a trailer for that, but The Light Keeper, that'll be fun. Guilt. This is like a girl, like I don't know, 10-year-old or something, maybe 12, probably like 10 though, I think. 10-year-old girl goes to her school because one of her classmates has gone missing, and she goes to the school to try to find her, and then she finds out that there are all these terrors kind of keeping her classmate trapped, and so it's sort of a slightly like Little Nightmares-ish in terms of the like sneaking around and stuff will suddenly, anyway. But I think she has like her little flashlight and she does stuff with that to like stop monsters from attacking her or something. So it's a lot more action, I think. I think you have to kill monsters to advance certain places. Little Nightmares 3. Then the final chapter, or the final part of True Fear Forsaken Souls. This, I think, is supposed to conclude the whole storyline. And then finally, Ayasa. Ayasa actually is a lot more, if I remember right, if I'm thinking of the right game, that's a lot more like Little Nightmares in terms of the type of gameplay and stuff. So right here, though, I had one, Year Walk, but then I was watching the trailer again, and I was like, that's not really horror, though. So we'll redo that. I'll replace that. So anyway, so I'll let you know when that happens. I'll let you know with the announcement trailer. You'll see what the replacement is, and we'll be good to go from there. It might be the what was it, Nesmith Files or whatever it's called, Nesmith Files or something. Anyway, that might be what we do, because I know that you had sent me that, like a trailer on that, and it does look interesting. So maybe we'll do that. We'll see. Yeah, something light and colorful. Yeah, I mean, are you saying among the different games I have, I should do something that's light and colorful? Do I not have any? Maybe none of these are. I don't know. I didn't even been paying attention. Let me see. I don't know. If that's a request, I can look and see for sure. We could do something that's like horror theme, but Dirge Tour de Force. Yeah. I mean, that's when you do a stream that's pretty much 24 hours of nothing but horror, it can kind of get that way. It's true. The Not Yet Dead game. Not Yet Dead. I know I Am Alive. But that was a single game, I think. Whoops. Trailer started autoplaying. When I'm streaming. Oh, are you talking about Don't Escape? Oh. Wait. Now because of lag, I'm confused. What one was it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we're playing Don't Escape 4 right now, and they do have, yep, I think it was like maybe within the last week or two, at most, I think, they released the fourth Deep Sleep game. Yeah. Yep. I want to... I had gotten to kind of a sticking point because I hadn't realized that I needed to redo some stuff, or that I needed to find something earlier in the day, which I kind of think is kind of the nature of those games, right? You learn stuff, and if you fail the first time, then you reload and you try a different way of doing things. Kind of like when in the original Don't Escape, or you're the werewolf, right? Try different things to keep you inside. Anyway, and so in 4, there apparently is a disc, floppy disk, like from like a 1980s, floppy disk, because that's what the setting is for it. You need to find. Apparently, I missed that previously, so it's going to be at least day 2, because you have, not Joey. What's the kid's name? Anyway, the kid that joins your group. So, Fears to Fathom games as well. Whoops. Where's... No, it should be totally... I don't understand why it's... Okay, anyway. Oh, I see. Interesting. So like Woodbury Getaway, Ironbark Lookout. I did actually put Ironbark Lookout on my wish list. But I didn't realize the other games too. How far back do they go? Maybe we start from the first one they did. Home Alone. Looks like there are 5 of them, actually. There's Home Alone, which was done in 2021. Then there was Norwood Hitchhike 22. Then Carson House 23 January. And then Ironbark Lookout October of 23. And then Woodbury Getaway in 24. So there are 5 of them in total now. Maybe you're behind. Oh, I'm Monmouth. I know everything except I don't know everything. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Phobia, let me see. Do another. Phobia. St. Dipna Hotel. Interesting. I mean, clearly I can find a bunch of stuff myself, but there are so many games in the world. First of all, there's no way I would know all the games that there are. And secondly, obviously, I'm super open to suggestions. And that might be a good breather. But I might pull another 1 or 2 of those games off just so we have some breakup. So it's not all stark and dark the whole time. I've kind of done that previous years anyway, right? Like the whole Rusty Lake Hotel we did last year. The point of that was just something light and fun in the middle, right? It's horror themed, but it's really only horror in terms of the animals getting put on the menu are where the horror would be, but we ourselves were never scared or something, right? So I actually have The Room in my Steam library. I've not ever played that, so we could definitely do that. Look at that and try that. Yeah, The Room are puzzle games, but they are kind of a creepy horror type of atmosphere, aren't they? I'm not an expert, but they felt like it when I saw the trailer for each of them, so that's why I kind of assumed what I kind of gathered. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll do some swapping out, I think, just because I do think, like we were saying, I do think it's important that we kind of break some things up, both for me, but also for viewers especially as well. This Little War of Mine, I've not played it. I don't remember enough from the trailer when I saw it years ago to remember if I think it's horror enough. I will add it under my possibilities so that I could happen. We'll see. This War of Mine, yeah. The Vesnith tapes was the one I was thinking of earlier, though. The operator? Is that like a phone operator or like a surgical? I know there was a surgical one that I kind of was hesitant to play because it's apparently like super graphic. Oh, the operator is an FBI case. Okay. It's different than what I was thinking of. Yeah, there's one like where you're like cutting body parts and stuff. I'm like, bro, I mean, I like that wouldn't offend me or something, but that feels like that might be insta demonetized, possibly warning depending on the platform. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I suppose it's possible there could even be a warning or something. I don't know. So something like that. I'm kind of like, eh. That's like there was a game I saw. It's apparently 3 parts. Part 1, it's called Perseverance. Part 1 looked fine from what I was looking, but I went to see, okay, well, it's 3 parts, so let me look at the trailer for part 2. Apparently, part 2 has warnings of, it looks like there might be possible, like, graphic sexual content or something, maybe? If that's the case, that for sure is not what I'm going to play. I have enough rough time when I did, like, Cat Lady, and then the Downfall, the next one that was the follow-up to that, because there was some nudity in that, and I was like, I don't like the idea of nudity on my channel. I would, if it was just, but I was live streaming it at the time, and I'm like, because if it's a recorded series, then even if there's nudity, I just ignore it myself, and then before I upload it, I would blur it out and stuff. I would censor it, right? But that's not the the same if I'm streaming. So if I ever do the Perseverance series, if I ever do, then that would be something I would upload, not the other way around. So we'll see. Yeah. So I think Seventh Guest is a bit lighter. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, I guess, would be lighter somewhat, right? Because it's not exactly now you're scared. I mean, unless they do something like they did in Bloodlines where they had the hotel, but mostly it's not going to be scary horror so much, right? But anyway, yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Those suggestions are good. I will look at that and I will switch a couple out. I probably will. I will have to review and see which ones I am going to pull out. I know some of them, like Tormented Souls, have already been out like at least 3 years. So it's not like I'm like on the just released train or something. So I could probably push that out like a year, for example. So that's potentially. And if we're doing 2 of them, I can always put, because it's been 10 years, what's one more year? I can wait another year to do Bloodlust Shadowhunter. I don't have a problem with that either. And plus some of these, depending on how much time gets taken up over the year, playing through the rest of them, I might end up with time where I can do other games like I've been doing this year quite a bit, right? Where I was doing, Payne's Creek Killings, and I'm doing Sinking Island, and I did some other stuff that was not horror because I had time to do it, right? And even stuff that was horror like Simulacra, I tried to start that on Halloween, couldn't really get it to work. Figured out how to get to work though, and then have since streamed and played the whole thing, so it's fine. Ukrainian panel games? I don't know what that is. What is Ukrainian panel game? What would that be? I'm not sure. I know what that is, honestly. But yeah, I'm just double checking my games list on Steam, but I'm positive. I know I at least at a minimum wish listed them, but I'm positive I bought them, right? Yeah, I've got the Room 2, the Room 3, the Room 4 Old Sins. So I've got that whole set. I tend to do that too if there's a series, especially if they're on sale. So for example, with the Rusty Lake games, we did Rusty Lake Hotel last year. I've got Rusty Lake Paradise, Rusty Lake Roots, the 2 follow-up games from that. And those 2, actually, I plan on playing 2025 through 26 during that year. Just somewhere in there, if there's time, I'll squeeze in those because they are continuing, but it's not like a new series per se, and they weren't especially long. So I don't really want to start one of the other ones in the series on Halloween because it may not be long enough. We go to the second game and it just, it feels more like kind of like a DLC almost type of a thing. It's not a DLC, but you know what I mean. And that does remind me also, we still have the DLC for Still Wakes the Deep. And I'm I at least at a minimum I have wish listed Siren's Rest, which is the DLC for Still Wakes the Deep. I don't remember for sure if I bought that one, but I have the whole Stalker series we could do at some point. There's the Metro series of games. I've got 2033 Redux, Last Light. Well, Redux, I guess, is just 2033, right? But I've got 2033 and the Redux, Last Light. There are others, I think, as well. So we got a bunch of series we could work on, obviously. Oh, you're playing it right now? Yeah. So that might be one. But Still Wakes the Deep, I won't do until I'll do it as like I've done the Resident Evil DLCs just during the year. We won't do that on a stream. We'll do that over the course, sometime in the year. True Fear 3 is already on my list. Yep, that's one of the ones I've got on the list. I for sure want to keep that one because I do want to finish that series because I'm anxious, or not anxious like nervous, but I'm anxious like excited to see where the story goes. Yeah. So we'll see. I do want to have at least a couple of actually scary games just to make sure that we're keeping the mood. But that doesn't mean that I need to do all of them, right? I'm pretty sure Human and Lightkeeper both are actually scary, And then some of the others are probably like moderately like leaning towards scary, but maybe not actually frightening. And then some of them are just more, you know, like True Fear. The cutscenes are really cool because the cutscenes do kind of give you the creepy vibe, and even depending on your tolerance level, could be considered scary. But the True Fear is much less scary, so much as trying to figure things out and piece them together, right? So, yeah, okay. So that gives me definitely food for thought, like you were saying. It gives me an opportunity to think about some things and see what is probably going to fit in what I would want to do in the stream. So just kind of in summary of everything we've been discussing the last little bit, what I'm looking for is at least like 2 to 4 games that are actually scary, 2 to 4 games that are like horror adjacent, but not necessarily. They could be scary, like True Fear, Forsaken Souls. It's like it is horror for sure, not necessarily scary, or they could be horror adjacent. And then the rest of them can be kind of whatever, combination of whatever. But I do think I also want 2 to 4. So that's like between 6 and 12 of the games of like 15 we're doing. 2 to 4 of them I also want to be kind of breaks so that you're not constantly stressed and tense the whole time. Probably on the breaks, probably more closer to 4 than 2, because 2 breaks isn't really all that much. It just kind of depends. I've done, I don't know if you were around when I did them. I've done Layers of Fear. I did the DLC to Layers of Fear where you play the little kid growing up with, or well, like you play the daughter of the painter from the first game, and you arrive trying to look through things in the house and try to piece some things together from your past or whatever. And a lot of what you have are memories from when you're a little kid. So so I did Layers of Fear and the DLC, and I've done Layers of Fear 2. Also by that same studio, I've done what is it called? It's with what the hell? Damn, I'm not gonna remember. Hang on, give me 1 second here. I'm not in a hurry to end the stream, so we can keep talking. Inheritance was the DLC. So Layers of Fear 2 Inheritance, we've done those. And Layers of Fear 2. So I've done all of those. Also did, let me see. Bloober Team. We did Medium, where you're the psychic and you have the monster. You kind of go between real world and monster world version of her and stuff. And you have like there's the psychic version of you tied to the real life or the normal life version of you and stuff. So that one, we've done that. That's also Bloober Team, same group. Observer, yeah, Observer was the one with Rutger Hauer was his name. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name earlier. So there's that. They're also Bloober, I believe. Yeah, they're working on the Silent Hill 2 game. They haven't finished it yet, I don't think, but they're working on that. No, they did. They did finish that. It's October 24. They finished it last year. Interesting. What is this new listing for Layers of Fear? Is that just a remastering or something? What the hell is this? All stories must come to an end, even twisted and eerie ones. The canvas, the stage, the novel. Narrative-focused psychological horror experience is ready for its final brushstrokes. I swear this is just the same game but remade, right? Like remastered? Let me see what reviews say. Play the original Layers of Fear as well as its sequel. This is something else. It's an amalgamation of the most boring parts of both games. Oh, I mean, that's an opinion, whether it's boring or not, but so it sounds like it's a blending of the two. Interesting. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. I'd rather have a new story if I'm going to look into something. But yeah, Silent Hill 2, yeah, was Bloober Team. So the remake of Silent Hill 2. I think I want to finish the original Silent Hill. I stopped partway, and I don't remember why. I think I want to play the original Silent Hill. Maybe I'll just do it on Steam or something, because before I was playing it on my PS2. That's now super old, obviously. I think I want to play the original Silent Hill and then compare it to the remake of Silent Hill, and then the original Silent Hill 2 and the remake of Silent Hill 2. I think I kind of like toggle between them so I could get an idea of the differences, the changes they made, and whether I like them or not, but also get the storyline without spoiling it before I do the remakes. So, but yeah, that's also Bloober Team. I thought that was, but I couldn't remember for sure. I was like, wait, I swear that's Bloober Team. They did Blair Witch. I'm not really excited to try that, I don't think. And then there's one called Brawl. It looks like it might be kind of horror or gore, depending by the little, thumbnail, but the Videograph Operator. Let me see. Okay. I will watch that after we end the stream. Trailer's gonna be copyrighted, I'm sure, so I'm not gonna play it on stream, but I'll watch it after the stream's over for sure. Yeah, Layers of Fear was excellent. The Inheritance DLC I think was equally excellent. Layers of Fear 2 was good. Was not nearly as good as the original Layers of Fear, but it was pretty good. And then Observer was interesting. I think it's good, but it was a lot different. It was like kind of a little bit weird, I'll be honest. It was a little bit strange. So I'm not totally sure how I feel about that. How I feel about it. I liked it, but there was a lot of stuff that was kind of like, huh. So I don't know. But there were a lot of really cool parts, especially when you plug in to see some. So there's one place you go to, like, I think it's like a tattoo parlor or something. Most people are like, have like some kind of chip in their head, right? Like they plug in to get different VR experiences and whatnot. And you're a detective with some of those implants so that you can plug into somebody and see their last moments of life and try to identify murderers and stuff. Anyway, you plug into somebody like in a tattoo parlor and stuff, and then that whole thing that you see is very strange and pretty creepy. It's like you're in another world. It's like you've basically, like, almost like you've plugged into somebody's nightmare. And it's not just like nightmare in terms of I'm about to die. It's nightmare as in, holy crap, something's stalking me and I don't know how to get away. So that aspect of it I really liked. There were some other choices, though, that I was like, okay. So it was good. I would say it's probably like B-. I don't know what the equivalent is in Australia, but basically, like, I would say like maybe like an 80% or something, 75%, somewhere in there score out of 100, something like that. So Layers of Fear was, but I think Layers of Fear also was more trying to immerse you in the ambiance as you were going along. So Layers of Fear 2, I think, was much more walking simulator than the first game. The first game, yes, there was a lot of walking, but there was a lot of, like, there was a place, for example, where you see writing above you that says, don't turn around. If you turn around, there's a jump scare, for example. So there's more of that kind of stuff where it's just circumstantial. Do you just keep walking or do you do something else? And it's not always just turn around, but you know what I mean. You get the idea, I think. So. Fears to Fathom. That was one I already looked at, right? And then I have Phobia up. Yeah, I have Fears to Fathom and Phobia. And then Operator. Although Operator's not horror, right? I'm assuming, yeah, it's a action shooter, PvE. So, okay. All right. Well, that's really good. I will plan on looking over some of those and changing some of what I have currently for the stream, just so that we have some breakup. So it's not heavy duty ambiance the entire time. Some people might like heavy duty ambiance the entire time, but I think most people don't. won't want that for all 24 hours if they watch for longer than just a 2-hour period or whatever. So I think it's better probably if I break it up. Isbit X-Files. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Just kind of alien-ish. Sort of. That's cool. Okay, well, Monmouth Sillowell. Anybody else who happened to watch tonight? Appreciate the support. Okay, so in little under, or like maybe 11 and a half hours-ish, we'll be doing the afternoon stream, and then about 21 and a half hours, we'll do more Pain Screen. See ya. Till next time. Peace.
Poor Spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.